What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today I'm super excited because we're just gonna be doing a laid back chit chat, get ready with me. I also really want to try that new like foxy eyes trend, so I'm gonna try that today. I don't know how it's gonna go, but we're gonna try it because I've seen everywhere that like kind of Bella Hadid, Megan Fox, like eye lift without surgery, fox-eyed look. So we're gonna see how it goes. I have not even tried it like on myself, like even practiced it at all. So we're just gonna wing it today together. And I figured we could just hang out and chat. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and click the little bell right next to the subscribe button so you can be notified of all my future uploads. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Up first, we're gonna jump in with primer. So we're gonna go in with the Dr. Brandt Pores No More Pore Refiner Primer. So this is supposed to make your pores invisible. And it also helps like to mattify. You guys know I have dry skin, so that's not really what I use it for, but it doesn't make my skin like overly dry. It does have a little bit of a tint to it, and it does have scent to it. So if you're sensitive to scent, this is like a pretty scented primer, I would say. It doesn't bother me, but I do like to put that out there because I know a lot of people don't like fragrance in their face products. But it just kind of glides over the pores, and I like kind of that look that it gives, so that's why I'm using it. I also tried a new mask that did not agree with my skin, which is why I have a lot of redness, because normally when I do masks, I kind of keep them in the T-zone, and clearly it didn't agree with my skin because I have a lot of redness in the areas that I put it, so sorry. For foundation, we're gonna jump in to Too Faced Born This Way. I'm gonna use warm beige today. I normally use natural beige, but I am freshly self-tan, and my face is obviously a lot lighter than my neck because I've been using like a peel on my face, so it doesn't make any sense to put self-tanner on my face because it's just gonna come off with the peel. And I'm gonna go in with this. If it's too dark, we can always lighten it up if need be, but I think this is gonna be a better match, just so that everything blends flawlessly. Yeah, that looks like it should be pretty good. I've been doing, I think it's a peel. It's like a resurfacing treatment from SkinCeuticals, which I've used this for years actually. It's a really nice product, but I've used it like on and off for years, but during quarantine I've used it like literally every other night, and it has been doing wonders for my skin. It's called their like Glycolic 10 Overnight Renew, I think is the exact term. So your skin doesn't actually peel off, because I feel like peel sounds like aggressive, but it just basically is like a really high powered exfoliator that really helps with texture, because I had a lot of texture like in this area of my face, and I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna do something in quarantine, at least let's get this skin right, girl. So I've been testing a ton of new products and then going back to old favorites like that product. And I have definitely seen a difference in my skin, which makes me really, really happy. Okay, normally now the foundation is done, I would go in and do concealer, but I think because we're gonna do the foxy-eyed look today, you basically need to make your brows like straighter to do that, because you kind of, instead of having the curved or arched brow, you want them to be a little more straight, like going up. So we have to kind of change the shape of our brows. So I think I'm gonna do the brows first, and then I'll do concealer after, because I'm definitely gonna have to conceal the brows like a lot today. Because some people I've seen like doing this trend on TikTok are like shaving off this part of their brow. I'm not that committed to it. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm not shaving off my brows to do this. I feel like that's aggressive, and you can do it without doing that. So I'm gonna attempt to do that. So I'm gonna kind of get my brows in place, kind of brushing them upwards, because everything with this look, you just want it to be like up and out. Where typically like with my eyebrows and my eyes in general, I do more rounded. So this is very, very angular, so it's kind of going against everything I typically would do. So I'm just brushing them up, and then we will conceal out any little brows that we have to, but that's why I feel like I should do the brows now before we jump into concealer and the rest of the complexion products. So I'm just using the Benefit Precisely My Brow in 3.5, and I'll start by sculpting out my brows how I normally would, like so, but definitely just trying to make them straighter. Do you see how like my actual brow hairs are like down here, but I'm making it kind of straighter like that, and then kind of just trying to brush them. So not emphasizing really the arch, which is typically what I do. So this is kind of weird, but just kind of focusing on that lifted kind of area. And I'm definitely gonna need a lot of concealer for this. You see all down here is like crazy. Just feathering in the front. So the brows are gonna look a little crazy till we conceal. But trust me, it's gonna come together, at least I hope. So I'm just gonna go in and do the other eye. So I'm just going in and doing the other eye, brow, like so. Also, you guys, speaking of skincare products that I have been loving, I shared with you guys probably about a month ago now, the Vanity Planet X4, which I've really been enjoying. It's kind of like an at-home microderm. And because you guys were so excited about that, Vanity Planet actually offered to sponsor another one of my videos, which I'm so grateful for. So I want to thank them for partnering with me on this little section of today's video. But another product of theirs that I have used for like literally 4 to 5 years. Like you can literally go back on my channel to like 2016, 2015 and see me raving about their spin brush, which I love. So I'll insert a little clip on the screen of me using the spin brush. You guys can see how I use it when I'm cleansing my skin. It's literally the best spin brush that I've tried. I've tried ones that are so much more expensive that are literally no better. Like this one is way more affordable and it's amazing. It removes dirt, oil, and makeup like on your skin 6 times better than your hands could. So like, especially if you wear a lot of makeup like me, or even if you don't, like it's so important to take your makeup off and actually thoroughly get it off. And this definitely helps to do so. It also helps to boost collagen in your skin too, which is great. And it also increases cell turnover and helps to prevent from acne, especially like cystic acne too, which is what I specifically struggle with, where when I thoroughly clean my skin and use this, I definitely see a noticeable difference in my skin, which is really nice. So this is what the whole set looks like. You get a really nice storage case so you can keep it stored. And then inside you get the spin brush and then you get 2 different attachments as well. I was so excited when they sent this out because the one I was using was literally like 4 years old. So now I got a brand spanking new one that's all pretty again. So this is called their Ultimate Skin Spot and they're offering you guys 70% off. So use the link in my description and code KellySkin, which is gonna get you 70% off of the system. You guys are gonna love it. I really enjoy it. So click the link down below in the description if you guys are interested. All right, now let's go in and conceal these brows because we need to. So I'm gonna use medium in Tarte Shape Tape to conceal and a small flat brush like this so we can really sculpt these out. So again, we're looking for lifted up and out. Oof. I'm a little nervous about this because again, it's my first time trying it, but going beneath the brow. If you see, I'm just going over this hair that I have here, like my actual brow hair, to make this look more straight. And doing the top as well, just straightening the brow. All right, I'm gonna let this concealer dry and then I might go in with a little bit more pencil just to sculpt it out a little bit more, but you guys get the gist. I'm really regretting I freshly tinted my brows, so they're like darker than usual, where that probably wasn't a good idea before doing this. Would have been better because my natural brows are like literally clear, so you literally wouldn't have been able to see the brow hairs that I'm trying to cover up. This is why people are shaving them off, but it's possible. It just looks a little wonky at first. Just going over the area with the darker hairs with a little bit extra concealer so we don't see them. Took away a little too much with the concealer. There we go. Okay, now I think I'm gonna put some concealer on my eyes and I'm gonna leave, I'm like debating. I'm like, should I do my eyes? Should I do the concealer on my face? I think I'm gonna continue, I'm gonna leave my face like this and we'll finish it off because I think I'm gonna use some tape to help me do the eyes because that can give you like a base of like where you're going. But I do have to conceal my eyelids first. So I'm just gonna go in with Tarte Shape Tape again and just put a little bit of this on my eyelids. I normally don't even put concealer on my eyelids. I just bring any excess from underneath my eyes, but obviously we didn't do that yet. And I'm just gonna go in with their new, this is like for their new Hydra Concealer Foundation from Tarte. The concealer isn't my favorite. I definitely prefer Shape Tape, but this little blender sponge is awesome. I really like it. So I'm gonna go in with that just to conceal out my eyelids because we're not gonna do under eye concealer right now. I'm gonna leave that when we're done with the eyes so that if we have to clean up the eyes, we can easily do so. I probably shouldn't have even done the foundation first. I should have just started with the eyes, but like the foundation's already on. We're improvising, y'all. Okay, so now that I have that on just to give us a base, I am gonna go in with tape. I haven't seen anybody that, like I've watched a couple of these Foxy Eye tutorials. I haven't seen anybody use tape. So hopefully this works. I don't know. I'm gonna take a little piece of tape. Pro tip when you're using tape like this, just put it on your hand. Let it stick a couple times. You don't want it to be too sticky and pulling your skin because the area around your eye area is very sensitive. So I just go like this, kind of get some of the stickiness off so it's not super tacky. And we're gonna place it, we basically want like our under eye to extend up. So you're gonna go up from your under eye, almost like all in an angle with the side of your nose. That's like the angle that you're looking for. Does that make sense? Like that. So I'm gonna try and do that right now, like so. Maybe I'll start it a little bit lower, like right there. And I don't really stick it that much, just like enough. This is kind of like a little cheat to get like a clean line. You can also just do it with concealer, but this works too. The most difficult part about this is you wanna make sure the angles on both sides match. So you do want them to be like pretty similar so that it doesn't look crazy. I'm just gonna cut off this excess tape so I don't pull my hair out. We're looking pretty even, so I'm good with it. So I'm gonna jump into the Going Coconuts palette from Colourpop, and I'm first gonna go in with Shredded, just this light color right here, and put that all over my eye just to set that concealer down, and just set the whole eye down with this, because we're not gonna really be doing like an all over lid color. This is pretty much, you know, gonna be it. So just patting it down. You could use just like your face powder too to do this. It doesn't really matter. With everything that we do today, it's really all about the technique. It has nothing to really do with the colors. I'm just gonna do a more neutral one, but you could literally do this kind of foxy eye technique with like any color. Like you could do purple. It doesn't have to be, you know, this palette or the colors that I use. So totally up to you guys. And I'm actually gonna bring this color all the way up to the brow bone. All right, I'm gonna jump in with Culotta, which is like a medium cool brown. And I'm gonna go in with kind of like a domed brush like this, but that's like relatively flat. This is a MAC 217. And I'm gonna start to build color out here, but I'm just gonna flick everything, which is like so, this whole technique is very different from how I normally do my eyes. I normally do everything more rounded. So we're gonna just build the color up and out instead of like going in the crease, how we normally would kind of do. This is more of the vibe of this look. Up and out. So again, I think this is all gonna be about building, unless you're like super skilled, you know, going in with lighter shades and then building up to deeper ones. And I am bringing this in, so we have a little bit on the eyelid, but buffing kind of up when I bring it in, and then as I work my way out, definitely flicking it upwards. I'm gonna do this on the other eye as well. Same thing over here, up and out. Now I'm gonna go into like a smaller domes brush, and this time I'm gonna go in with a Lovely Bunch, which is right here. And I'm gonna continue to do the exact same thing. Just starting to deepen it up, flicking my brush up and out as I get to that outer corner area. Now I'm gonna go in with Nutty, which is the deepest shade in the palette, and an actual like eyeliner brush or brow brush. And now this I'm only gonna go in with a little bit because this is a very dark brown. So I'm kind of just tapping the excess off. And I'm gonna work this on the lower lash line. I'm not gonna bring it all the way in, probably about 2/3 of the way. That's all I'm gonna do. And then work it backwards and flick it up the same way that we've been doing. Just focusing on that lifted kind of look. And this is when you're gonna start to see the more like fox-eyed look come together a little bit more, is around this step. And I'm keeping pressure down here, but then as I go up, I'm lessening the pressure because you want it to kind of look like blown out almost. Like you don't want it to be like that stark line, or at least I don't want it to be like look like I used like a liquid liner, like winged liner, like kind of fade out. So I'm starting with a lot of pressure and then kind of just flicking up to lighter pressure as I bring it out. Now I am gonna jump in with a little bit of Culotta, which is that first shade that we used, just a tiny bit of that, and go over everything again. I'm gonna slightly bring it into this outer crease just so we have a little something in there, but nothing crazy, just to blend everything so it looks really smoky. Because this look is kind of not necessarily really even about the eyeshadow. It's almost like you're contouring your eyes to look like they're lifted. So it's almost like how you're contouring your face. It's not necessarily about the eyeshadow like look itself. So it definitely is a little bit of a different technique than like a normal shadow. But hopefully it'll look cool. Or I'll look ridiculous. I don't know, because I've never done my eyes like this. And then just gonna go in a little bit more of that deepest shade and just smudging it up a little bit. All right, I'm pretty happy with that, I think. Again, I don't really know. But I think at this point I'm gonna take the tape off so we can see what we're working with, and then we can clean up as needed. Okay, all right, so you guys see the tape gives a really, really stark line, but you definitely don't want to do your concealer before this or it's going to take it all off. All right, I'm liking the way that it came out. I like the way that it looks. Now I'm going to do a little bit on my lower lash line of shadow, but I want to do my concealer first, so that's what I'm going to do now. So with this look, I'm going to do my concealer a little different. This is another tip that I've been seeing. So I'm first going to go in with medium Tarte Shape Tape, which is the one that I've been using, which is very similar to my foundation color. And I'm going to use just a little bit of this, or I mean a little bit for me, kind of like to conceal any darkness I have underneath my eyes, and then we're gonna go in and do something a little different than we normally do, because you guys know I normally make like a big triangle, so we're changing it up today. So going in with this just to conceal darkness, and again, keep in mind like you have this shadow here, so you don't want to go over that. So you obviously don't have to use Tarte Shape Tape to do this. You can use any concealer that's very similar to your foundation color, just to perfect any areas. Then I'm gonna go in with a lighter shade. This is light medium. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to bring it in the inner corner, like here, and I'm going to kind of bring it down the sides of my nose to like chisel that, and then along this outer edge of my eye where we did the tape to make that look really lifted. All right, so we'll see how this looks. I've never done this before. I think instead of a blender, I'm gonna use a little brush to blend this out. I just gotta find the right kind. I'm gonna go in with a brush like this so it's a little more precise. This is from Juno & Co. It's like a tiny little flat top. And I'm gonna blend the concealer out with this. So I have a little more precision than you do with a typical blender. And just working it down so we don't mess up that eyeshadow that we've done. This look is really all about like angles of your face and giving that like angular uplifted look. Because my face in general is pretty round, so it's like doing this is like a whole new thing. Okay, so now that I did that, I am gonna go in with that light medium again, and I'm just gonna highlight the center planes of my face like I normally do. So down my nose, above the cupid's bow, and then in between the brows. This you can do, you know, as you normally basically would. I have to see how the whole look comes together. Right now, I'm kind of like, do I like this concealer hack? I don't know. I'm on the fence about whether or not I like my concealer like this. We'll see once everything is done. But I do think it does help to make the eyes look lifted. So I'm just blending this out as I normally would, just so it's equally highlighted on the face. Okay, now to set the under eyes, I'm gonna go in with Wet n Wild Reserve Your Cabana. I'm gonna use that to set. And again, bringing it up and out, like so. Same thing on the other eye. Up and out. Honestly, I think doing this eye like how it is would have been so much harder without the tape. That's definitely like an easy cheat, so I would recommend doing that. I used to use tape like that a lot when I first got into makeup, and then as time went on, I got a little bit, I guess, like better at it and didn't use tape as much, but it really is a good trick if you want that crisp, sharp line. I'm gonna bring this in the other areas that I set as well. Just flick it upwards. Now, before I set the rest of my face, I am gonna go in with some cream contour. So I'm gonna use the Tarte Breezy Cream Bronzer. You guys know I love this. I'm gonna use the little brush that kind of goes with it. Now, even the way that we do our face makeup is gonna be a little bit different. We want it to be a little bit more angular, where normally I kind of follow my natural cheekbone. It's kind of like a U shape, but we want everything to be up and lifted and a little more angular today. So I'm gonna change the way that I do this. So normally I would kind of go like that, but today it's gonna be more like that. A little more of that like angle to really make the cheekbones look lifted upwards instead of just kind of sculpted. Because I normally don't really change the shape of my face with contour. I just kind of sculpt it, I guess. That doesn't make any sense, but hopefully somebody knows what I mean. I like bring my contour how my face naturally goes, where this is obviously not how my face naturally goes, but you guys get it. So up and out with everything. I love this bronzer because it blends so easily. You guys know you can use code Kelly for 15% off of everything on Tarte's website if you guys want to get anything. All right, now we're gonna set the whole face. I have been obsessed with this, which you guys know, like a lot of times like I use drugstore makeup, but when a high-end product is really good, it's really good. And this Hourglass, this is their translucent setting powder veil. It's really, really great. It gives this beautiful, flawless look to the skin. I've been using it a lot. And I'm just gonna set all over my face with this. Just set everything in place so that nothing moves throughout the day. All right, so now that we have the face set, we're gonna go in and finish off the eyes. So I'm really not gonna do very much underneath my eyes. I'm just gonna go in with that deepest shade Nutty with that same tiny angled brush, and I'm gonna bring it beneath the eyes just a little bit, like literally not even like 1/3 of the way, just a tiny little bit underneath there, just so that we see that it connects. And then I'm going in with that fluffier brush that we used first, not adding any extra product, but just gonna go underneath the lash line just to blend it so that there isn't any harsh lines. But again, I'm not adding any extra product to this, just kind of softening everything out with it. Okay, now for lashes. This is when it's really gonna come together. So you really only wanna focus the lashes on the outer part of your eye. I wouldn't go in and do a full strip lash unless you can get like those cat eye lashes. That could work. But a lot of people I've seen have been like cutting up their lashes. So I decided to use these ones. These are from Duarte Beauty, which these are actually really cool because they already come in 3 different pieces. So these are great even if you're a beginner too, because you're not going in with a full lash, as you can see, or I don't know if you can see, but there's 1 piece, 2 piece, 3 piece. So they're already in 3 pieces, so you can kind of customize it to your eye, which I love. So this is the style Elysia, or Eliza, I think maybe. I always mispronounce everything, you guys know that. But I'm gonna use the outer piece first. I might use the middle piece too, but I'm not sure yet. So first I'm gonna go in with the outer piece. and apply that to the outer part of the eye. Okay, now normally you guys know when you do your lashes, you want them to be right as close to your natural lash line as you can. Today, it's gonna be a little different. We're going to put it a little bit at an angle to help with that angular lifted look to the eyes. So instead of going right in on the natural lash line, we're gonna angle it a little bit up to help with that lifted look. So just like that. Just angled it up slightly because you don't want it to look like too crazy, but just enough. And now I do think I am gonna use the middle part too of the lash, so I'm gonna go in with that. Or you know, before I jump into that, I'm gonna put the other eye, like the other side on, and then I'll put a little mascara on and evaluate if I even wanna add any more, because I do wanna keep this very cat-eyed look, like only on the outer part, so I might not even add any more of the lash and just kind of keep this on that outer angle. Okay, I feel like that's really all I'm gonna need because that really gives this lifted look. I am gonna go in with a little bit of this brown liner. This is the Bad Gal Bang from Benefit. I'm just gonna put this in the outer little part of my waterline. Not gonna bring it all the way in, just about that far, just so we have it in there. All right, now for mascara, I'm gonna put it on my upper lashes. I'm like undecided if I'm gonna put it on my lower lashes yet, so we'll see. I'm gonna go in with the Too Faced Better Than Sex and apply this to my natural lashes up here and kind of flicking it outwards, the lashes, just so we get them coated, but we still have that lifted look. And I'm thinking I'm gonna leave these lashes like this. I really don't think we need any more. That really does give it that pretty lifted look, so I'm not gonna go in with any more. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. And then I think on my lower lashes, I'm just gonna do a little bit on the outer part. So just kind of the area where I put that liner going in. I'll do a little mascara, but that's it. I'm gonna leave most of it just empty. Okay, I am honestly living for this lifted eye look. Like, it's so different from how I normally do my makeup, but I really like it. We're gonna go in and finish off the face now. So first we're gonna bronze. Again, gonna be doing it a little differently because we wanna keep with the angles. So I'm gonna go in with this Sugar Rush bronzer. This is one of my favorites. This is their Sun and Fun Baked Bronzer. I'm gonna bronze up my cheeks with this, but keeping in mind up and out. I'm actually using like an angled brush, which a lot of times when I do bronzer, I use like more of a flat brush like this, but not today because we're keeping with those angles of up and out, but I still like to look bronzy, you know? Then to actually contour, I'm gonna go in with the Park Ave Princess Bronzer from Tarte and use this to contour my cheekbones. And then I'm gonna go in with that blender we used for our concealer, and I'm just going to, not with any extra product, but just go like that underneath the contour just to make it even more angular. I don't normally do this, but it just helps to clean up the contour and make it look even more like lifted. Then for highlight, I'm gonna go in with this Kokie Soft Highlight. This is in the shade Heavenly. It's so pretty. Or wait, I forgot blush. How could I forget? Blush first. We're going in with the Blush Please from L'Oreal. This is the Blushing in Saint Tropez. And I'm gonna just pop this on the cheeks to give a little flush. And again, instead of focusing on the apples of the cheeks, which will make the face appear more round, just kind of brushing it back. Then going in with that Kokie highlight to highlight the cheekbones. Yes, girl. Love this highlight. It's so pretty and it's super affordable. And also gonna bring it down the bridge of my nose and above the Cupid's bow. Okay, then last but not least, we have to do our lips, which this part will be relatively the same. So I'm just gonna go in with this Rachel Zoe Lorac liner. I really like this. And I'll line my lips like usual. For lip color, I'm gonna go in with the Ultra Blotted Lip from Colourpop in the shade Starling. You guys know this is my fave. It's like the prettiest nude. And just go in on my lips with this. And then for gloss, I'm gonna go in with the H2O gloss from Tarte in Sandy Toes and just top my lips with this just to give them a little glow. And then last but not least, we're gonna set everything in place with the Urban Decay All Nighter so it doesn't move throughout the day. And voila, we are done. I'm gonna take this little clip out. Honestly, this is so different from how I normally do my makeup, but I do really like it. I don't think it would be like an everyday thing for me just because it does take more steps. But I think part of that is that I'm not used to it. Like if I was used to doing my makeup like this, I could probably do it just as fast as I would do my normal makeup. But I think it looks really cool, and it's cool to kind of change the look of your face with makeup because then you just take it off at night, not like it's permanent or anything like that. And it definitely does give that lifted kind of look to your eyes. So I like this a lot, and I had a lot of fun getting ready with you guys today. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye!